All right, welcome everybody. So this is my Guilty Gear replay where we rewatch some of these tournaments that happened. Now the tournament was not streamed live. This tournament actually we only did a local recording of it. So that's why we're actually doing a stream where we get to watch it live. This is the first time it's being out in public. And then I'm going to record and upload this entire stream onto YouTube. Hello YouTube. And you can go ahead and see it on there. So I also, this is a good opportunity for everybody who's in chat and wants to participate with the whole thing too. It's kind of a whole event where we can celebrate this tournament that all happened at the same time. Before we get started, there's a couple things I want to mention on here. First off, if you're interested in donating anything, you can do bits and Streamlabs and all that kind of stuff. Links down below on Twitch. Anything you give me helps towards like getting more equipment for this kind of thing. I don't really pocket anything like that. It's all for equipment. I also appreciate anything you give. It's really simple. What's more important really is just, spread the word, get more people into the game. That's why I'm doing this stuff. I want to get more people into this game. Speaking of getting more people into the game, we have a Discord server. I'm going to try and make this part as short and sweet as possible, but I don't get people if I don't mention it. So I put a link for the Discord server, not just in the Twitch chat, which you can see now, but also in the YouTube description. Speaking of YouTube, if you're interested in watching this on YouTube later on, or watching any of my previous YouTube stuff, you can catch it on my YouTube channel, links in Twitch. There shouldn't be a link in the description because you should already be watching my YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Yeah, if you're interested in my Twitch channel, that's just below chat. You can see it there. Also, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, everything for all of the matches, the time codes for all of the matches are listed in order. So you can see all of those just by going in the description and just clicking on the time code, and you can go ahead and watch that. I figure it's better to do it that way than to do like a segment of top 8 and a segment of this. Actually put a top 8 time code. So if you just want to watch top 8, just click on that code and you're going to go straight to it. One more thing which we're going to do here before we get started is don't forget to sign up for Evo. Now, I know Evo is already just about to cut registration by the time this comes out on YouTube. You'll still be able to register, but it's kind of late registration at this point. So hopefully you've already registered for Evo. If you have, you can still register for the Anime Evo games, which are listed right there where it says Anime Evo registration. Click on that. I'm running the Guilty Gear +R tournament myself, as well as Guilty Gear 1. But you don't need to enter Guilty Gear 1. I will be running Fist of the North Star, H&K. And that game is an experience all on its own. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Before we completely start watching videos, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket here. So as you can see, we have, this was an extra tournament, meaning it wasn't a normal day because it was July 4th weekend. So we normally have a tournament over at Salty on that weekend. However, the Salty tournament was canceled because they were running stuff at Anime Expo, so we all went over to Super Arcade and ran a smaller tournament. We had 12 entrants for this, even though it says 14 players over there, there's 2 buys. So we had 12 entrants. Quash, Mech, Bang, Blitz, Aligari, Devita, DQRF, Dyne, Wyvern, Hursh, ClassicFightingGamer, that's me, and JMZ. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our very first match. It's going to be ClassicFightingGamer and JMZ. We'll go ahead and pull this up here. Okay, so we're doing this match here. It's going to be me. I'm the Viking player, and we've got JMZ. Now, JMZ, he plays, and he's in our group. He's kind of a smaller member of our group. If you look at the Smash GG brackets for 2017, he won EVO 2017, which is just a misnomer. He ended up drinking and sleeping that night, and Skeletal Minion ended up taking his place. So he's not actually an EVO champion. Skeletal Minion is, but still, it's pretty fun. So you can see on here, we were playing some casuals before this, and so it's 3 out of 5. We knew it was 3 out of 5 right when we started. So after this round, I actually spoke with him. I say, hey, once the 2 out of 3 is done, we're just going to end it. And so you're going to see me pause out and everything like that. So we'll get that all set up. So ClassicFightingGamer takes the first round, doing some traps, keeping him in the corner, going for that mix-up, going for those counter hits with the tatami mat in the air. That's been a really good boon of mine lately. Overall, this was a fun tournament. It was a small turnout, but it was a good turnout. We had some good players. DQRF hasn't been around lately as often, which is a shame. He's a really good player. DQRF's probably second best in SoCal right now. it's weird because if you look at the majors, um, the majors would say that DQRF's the best in SoCal, uh, but really it's not quite that way when you get to our like local tournaments. Just kind of a little bit different. We have DQRF and Mike Z are some of the better players that are in here. DQRF got 5th place in Combo Breaker and 1st place at Anime Ascension. Oh, JMZ ends up taking a round there. ClassicFightingGamer needs no introduction. He is at has been at every major so far. What a coincidence. I'll be over at EVO. I'm trying really hard to make CEO Otaku. Speaking of CEO Otaku, the registration for CEO Otaku just came up. So if you're interested in registering for CEO Otaku, you can get the early bird special. I think it's just $50 to enter, plus $10 a game. One of the few tournaments where GuiltyGear+R is an actual main stage game. So far that has only been Frosty Faustings and CEO Otaku. Everywhere else that has it has had it as a side stage game. Also, Anime Ascension will end up having GuiltyGear+R as a main stage game next year, so that'll be pretty interesting. So 1 point here goes to CFG. Like I said, because it was 3 out of 5, that was an accident, so we're just going to exit out of there, and I take the first round. Alright, so starting off with a round start Yoshijin. Actually a much better idea than it might seem. Yoshijin's main strength is doing it when you're far away, because it has a distended hitbox, but not as distended as it might look. So it actually can kind of pick people out with its small little gap that it's got. And so you just want to make sure that when you attack, you're only attacking within that gap. Don't use Yoshijin up close unless you know it's going to work. It's decent as an anti-air, but really only can get a combo if you do it off a counter hit. Now, you can shake out Baiken's Sakura, and that's definitely a skill you need to get used to if you're fighting Baiken, because they will capitalize on you not shaking out. For me, if I see you don't shake out, I'm going to stop using FRCs on it, because it's going to be a waste of meter for me. Even if I do that, though, if I don't go for my, if I FRC, I can go for my stronger damage route. I can't really go for my stronger damage route if I'm, if you even slightly shake out, so. That was a mess up. I went for a 6H, but did it too early, probably. That's okay, it's my first game, so you always gotta get all of your, stressors and wiggles out. As a tournament organizer, you often don't get a chance to practice. So sometimes your first game is like your first match of the day. That wasn't the case here today, but it's something, that you kind of have to consider. It's tough being a tournament organizer and entering the tournament at the same time. Ooh. Now Order Soul, he's actually pretty good against Baiken. A lot of his buttons work really well. He has a 2D, his sweep, which goes underneath Sakura, and you can cancel a lot of moves into it. So if you bait Sakura and go into 2D, or even just end anything in 2D, Baiken just can't Sakura you. Doing a Terminator run to get through there. Terminator run's always a really good option. Nice and safe, unless, of course, they throw you out of it or sweep you, but most people don't do that, and once you see them do it, then you stop Terminator running. Gotta get that adaptability going. Yeah, I was probably feathering a little bit there because I was waiting for the level 3 combo to come out. Keeping him in the corner. Just going for some counter hit to Tommy Mats, maybe. And I have such a problem blocking that overhead. Good Terminator run. Gets through the gold burst without actually eating anything from the gold burst. Bad super, but don't get punished by it. Got Sakura. Oh, not quite death, but this is gonna be death right here. I go for the I went for the 5S instead of the 6H. 6H would have connected, but I didn't want to risk dropping the combo. The 5S is a lot easier to complete. So, CFG wins 2-0. So let's go ahead and update these brackets here. There we go. So CFG wins against JMZ for 2-0. Let's find out who's up next. Okay, so up next we're going to have Mech versus Bang. Let's go ahead and start this match here. We have Mech on the left and Bang on the right. And Bang is our resident Zappa player. Mech starting with a nice, what's that, 5P? Doing some bombs. Now, with Zappa, Zappa's whole goal is to kind of do some decent range and some decent zoning. So it's going to be interesting how this works against Zappa. I don't know if Justice is a good or a bad matchup against Zappa, to be honest. Like, you can't bomb through the sword, and the sword just completely locks Justice down. Justice can't do anything with the sword in its face, other than Superior Trance. But once Justice has gotten Zappa far away, like, what can Zappa do? So this is going to be kind of an interesting match. Again, just keeping Justice locked down with that sword. Zappa is almost dead. I didn't even see where that damage came from, really. Justice has full meter, though. So he can do a Force Break Superior Trance. Get through there. Doing some FRCs to drop some bombs to move forward. And that's going to be Rao. Ooh, that's not good. Bang takes a first round there. Try and keep him away. There we go. Get some bombs. So now this is what I was talking about. I don't know how Zappa's going to be able to deal with this. There's some ghost there. But how useful is the ghost going to be? You know, maybe if he constantly gets some... Ooh, there we go. Now if he hit with one ghost, he can't do the bombs anymore. And now Zappa's going to be playing Keep Away. Yeah, just be patient. You know, if you're a zoner character, let them come to you. But they're both zoners. But, you know, at this point, Zappa definitely has the upper hand with a summon and Justice being close. Or close enough to not do bombs. Okay, Zappa gets a sword. That's going to totally mess up Justice's momentum here. Justice isn't really going to be able to do much to get in. You know, the burst isn't really going to help you against the sword. Unless you find some sort of weird gap where you're going to be able to recover in time. Bang takes a first point. And gets the dog. I'm not sure how useful the dog's going to be against Justice, but this is our first chance to really get to see it. Just keeps putting on the pressure, trying to get him sandwiched in between him and the dog. Not a good position for that there. Ooh, able to get an attack in. There we go. Loses the dog. Ready for some bombs. There we go. Gets a ghost summon. Justice in the corner. Able to get out. Nice throw. One of the few characters able to do a combo after a throw. Got a sword. That sword's so nasty against Justice. Like, what do you do? You're just locked in. You can't dash forward, get around it, can't air dash. You got your Superior Trance. I haven't seen Mech do Superior Trance once to get out of a bad position. And he's got full meter, so he can do that. He could do, you know, like a Force Break Michael Sword or something like that, or was it Michael Blade? Not a good position being possessed by a ghost. Still has full meter, and able bursts out of that. Not sure if he's going to be able to get the kill or not. Just barely any health for both of them. Bang takes a round there. One more round, and Bang ends up winning this one. And gets a sword. Oh, just barely loses the sword from that last jump hit. Okay, Mech. Ooh, oh, just eating those ghosts away with the bomb. That's awesome. Well, had a chance to attack the dog, but didn't use it. Mech just playing defense here, trying to get the right position. Still get attacked back from the dog. It's a good thing the dog's bite isn't unblockable anymore. Ooh. Just locked down with the sword. We've seen this a bunch of times already. There's just, it feels like there's just nothing Justice can do against this. Again, he could probably superior trance, but I don't see him doing it once. I'm not too familiar with this matchup myself. I haven't seen it that often. It's pretty interesting, though. Again, Battle of Zoners. See, this is a position Justice wants to be in. How can Zappa get through this? Ooh, bad burst, and Bang ends up taking it. There's only 2 seconds left on the clock. Mech didn't really seem to be able to get a chance to get that back there. So let's go ahead and update these brackets here. Let me take a look. So we had Mech versus Bang, and Bang ended up winning 2-0. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what our next match is going to be. Oh, let me go ahead and update, show you here. There we go, so we had Mech and Bang. Bang ended up winning 2-0. Let's go ahead and take a look at what our next match is going to be. Okay, so if we go over to our other side, we had Hursh getting a bye, so we'll go ahead and update this one. Hursh got his bye, and also Blitz got his bye, so we'll update that as well. So the next match we're going to do on stream is going to end up being Hursh versus ClassicFightingGamer. Let's update this right here. And so let's take a look. So we've got this right here going on. I'm changing the song because we just had Midnight Carnival twice in a row, so I figured we'd do some other ones. Keeping Gates is fun. I don't hear that one often enough. That's one thing I like about this game. You can see like song requests that people can give in the middle of like tournaments and streams and stuff like that. So much of the music is great. So I'm not sure how much experience Hursh has against Biken. That's one thing that kind of is rough for me, because like I see players where they don't have enough experience and I win because they don't have experience, and that's not why I should be winning. I should be winning because of trying to win through skill, you know. So let's see if what we got here. I forgot what the result was this is going to be. I didn't really forget. I know what it is, but yeah, it's okay. There we go. Got a counter hit Oren. If there's one thing I do, I definitely do Oren way too often. I thought I was only going to get 2 reflects, not 3, so I think that's why I messed that one up. Same with the FRC after the Sakura. I was thinking it was going to have 2 bounces, not 3 bounces. Good throw tech on Hursh's part. Trying to get through. Ooh. It could have been way worse. Got hit by a counter hit 6H, but we traded. Ooh, just slightly out of range for Yozansen there. Trying to get through. Using, CFG's using my FRCs there. Okay, he's got some air combos. You know, Biken combos are also really weird to deal with too. So if you're not familiar with how to fight Biken combos, that's really hard. And I'm not sure if it's affecting Hursh or not, but also he's such an Xrd player that he might be trying to do stuff that only works against Biken on an Xrd or something like that too. That's gonna be death right there. Okay, so CFG takes the first point. I feel like Biken's a pretty good matchup against Venom, comparatively. Not sure if it's quite 6-4, but it's better than 5-5. See, Hursh is just not familiar with how to block on that, I don't think. But I'll exploit that. You know, the point of fighting in fighting games is finding your opponent's weakness and just utilizing that, right? So they can't block this overhead. They get really confused by this mix-up. They keep doing this specific thing over and over. Use that, exploit it, and win because of it. And both of us just standing dead there, like, what's gonna happen? Okay, I've got full meter here. What am I gonna be able to use it? Do Roman cancel. He's not familiar with Baiken 6P strings, I don't think, for Yozan-sen. We get a nice good lockdown here. I thought that was gonna kill, but it didn't quite kill. I can't just give up. Yeah, there we go. That's a loss for the round. Okay, do a cross up. He's probably trying to do a land and do a combo after that. I think I might have hit a little too early for that. Good Sakura. Good continuing counter hit with the 6P. Was slightly out of range, but I still should have done the follow-up anyway, so that's good I did that. Go for those empty double jumps. Damn, that damage is rough. Those balls do a lot of damage, and a lot of chip damage too. Not quite able to get a combo off of that. Didn't go for an FRC on it anyway. Hursh may take this one. Yeah, there we go. 1 point for Hursh now. So we're both on even footing. Round start backdash, and he does nothing. You know, that's both of us doing a defensive option instead of an attacking option. And that was probably for the best, because we saw what each person was going to do. Ton of damage there from me, and setting him up with a knockdown at the same time. Went for the follow-up a little too late. I was wanting to probably attack after that, I would guess, instead of do a follow-up, because I knew that follow-up wouldn't have connected. It's actually a pretty long gap before you can do something without actually using the follow-up in that. Okay. He's learning the Sakura setups now. Nice throw. I was kind of expecting him to do something there. That's why I didn't tech out of that. There we go. Not familiar with Zakuro. Yeah, you know, Zakuro does so many hits and that the pro rate becomes so high that there really is almost no follow-up worthwhile other than just mashing P for each individual hit's worth of damage. Which sometimes you want to do, sometimes you don't. It does knock them down, so you kind of get rid of the knockdown if you end up Roman canceling it. Good throw there by Hursh. I thought for sure he was going to ping that back. Good go for that anti-air. He's really learning this Baiken matchup very fast. Mad props to him. Man, I thought that would have gotten through on him. Just trying to maintain his distance. Going in for those pokes. He knows I have to go in close and he doesn't. Yeah, I couldn't do an instant air dash after that. That's what you would have wanted to do. There we go. Oh, that's okay. You know, that's why I try. You're not going to get it until you start trying to do it more often, so it's a good thing I'm trying it out. No, that didn't quite connect. It's a really close one. Who's going to take this round? Ooh, Hursh takes it. Last round here, me versus Hursh. Who's going to win this one? Running in, keeping him in the corner. He doesn't have a ball to do a teleport out behind me. Runs in empty throws. That's that's a pretty good option against Biken. It's not that great of an option against me. Once I see you do that, I'm going to kind of be prepared for it from then on, and I'm really good with throws, so keep that in mind if you're watching this on how to fight me. Bad Zakuro there for me. My famous jump S into jump H setup. Ooh, threw me. That's good. Ooh, does the delayed ball. Really close here. I did that to escape because I figured he's... Oh, that O-Ren gets him. Oh. No. 2 for CFG. Let's go ahead and update the brackets here. So, this was CFG 2 and Hursh 1. And let's go ahead and find out who we got going on next. Okay, so our next match is going to end up being Wyvern versus Dyne. Let's go ahead and switch over to this one here. So we got Wyvern versus Dyne. Wyvern is from the Orange County group. Dyne's a very prominent vampire savior player, one of the strongest in SoCal, a big Jetta player. He's pretty good for Guilty Gear as well. And Dyne's known for really, really good throws, and also the Dyne special, which is when you do 2 item supers in a row with Faust, and the very first item that you end up throwing is a bomb, but it goes off screen so you can't see it. So by the time you started your second super, the bomb's gonna hit you before you're even done. That's the Dyne special. Usually it's implied with other bombs going off at the same time, comboing you into like 3 or 4 bombs. But Dyne also does really well in these tournaments, so we'll see how far he gets here. Good force break into items. Tiger knee ride the magic carpet. Not something you usually see too often. I don't know if that was intentional. The point with Slayers, you really want to be as ape as possible. Like, don't block, just attack, just get in their face and just be stupid and you'll win. As long as you kind of know what you're doing. Dyne doesn't really fall for that kind of stuff. Faust as a character is very, very high fundamentals. Like, you got your fundamentals down, you got that character down. So first point here goes to Dyne. Well, at least you got the majority of your character down. There's a lot of items and other sorts of weird stuff going on in there. Slayer's not necessarily fundamentals, but he's got a bunch of weird moves that kind of like are good at countering other kind of moves. Alright, so he's getting him in the corner here. Probably going to go for a throw trap. He's got the little mini Biken coming in. Ooh, 2 of them. Didn't see the second one there. Okay, and Dyne here with Faust has a full meter. See if he can use it right. Good mix up there with Wyvern Slayer. Those dashes are a staple of Slayer play. Damn, Slayer's really doing a number here on Dyne. That's gonna hurt. Ooh, doesn't quite combo there. That's gonna be death though. I don't see a way where Dyne can get out of this. So 1 point each now, 1 for Wyvern, 1 for Dyne. Let's see who's gonna take this one. Okay, Dyne stuck in the corner against Slayer, not a good position to be. Wyvern backdashes the 6H, that's a good option there. Faust 6H is, it's an overhead that's 26 frames startup, so it's actually very, very slow. You see a lot of players get hit by it because they're confused just how slow it is. Like for me, whenever I get hit by it, it's like, okay, I'm gonna block it. And then once I block it, I'm going to start going low so he can't attack me low. It just, oh, that was a black beat, you couldn't tell, but it was, you know, Wyvern was kind of waiting on trying to decide when to tech because there's a lot of weird things on how to tech that. They both have some solid meter here, and both almost dead. Ooh, not quite hitting him with the force break door. Dyne takes that round there. One more round, he's going to end up winning this match. Keeps hits himself with the trash bag. Bad gold burst, got nothing off of that. Close 6H, that was a good burst. Not sure what else Dyne could have done from the 6H that close. Okay, Wyvern keeping it up, going for those overheads. Dyne's getting hit by those. Good super. Doesn't break out of it. Gets hit by the 6H. And that's going to be it. Dyne takes the game. So let's take a look at our brackets here. Yeah, Halloween bike in one. So we had Dyne versus Wyvern. And Dyne ends up winning 2-1. Great, let's go ahead and see what our next match is going to be here. Hey Avion, yeah, let's rock, man. This game is so great. You know, I love this game so much. It's a blast. And this was our tournament we had from last weekend. We do these every week, so I love this kind of stuff. And this is kind of our presentation of the first time people are able to see this. And I'm gonna upload this all onto YouTube. So our next match here is gonna be DQRF versus Dyne. DQRF again. He won Anime Ascension 2019, so he's really high up there. Got 5th place at Combo Breaker. We'll go ahead and watch this next match here. Like I said, DQRF versus Dyne. Let's get this started. Now, DQRF promised he was going to play only Cliff the entire tournament. Cliff's his secondary. So he wants to get used with Cliff and see what he can do here. Let's see if he sticks around with that promise. No spoilers. I know what the answer to that ends up being. So we got Cliff here doing very Cliff things. If you're not familiar with how to fight Cliff, it gets very confusing. Keeping him in the corner, doing all sorts of funky Cliff stuff. Oh, it breaks out, but isn't able to do any sort of combo after that. Hey, Avion, you know, it takes time to get used to the game. You know, we actually have a really good community on Discord that we help try and train people. We even have, like, a list of who you can contact with for who you play, and they can even help, like, train you and, like, get you through stuff. So if you're interested in the Discord, you could do !Discord and see it through there, too. But anyway, so DQRF's doing some awesome combo stuff. You don't see too much of that going on with Cliff, just because you don't see much Cliff. However, it is very important to know how to play against Cliff, because if you don't know how to play against Cliff, you're going to fight the random Cliff player, and they're going to end up taking over everything. Forgot to update the names on here. We got DQRF getting the first point. In EVO 2017, who was it? I think it was Azure Wanderings ended up choosing Cliff in losers finals against Skeletal Minion. I probably hoping that Skeletal Minion wasn't familiar with the Cliff matchup. However, Skeletal Minion was and ended up winning. It is a matchup you will see. You will see Cliff and Justice, just because people kind of assume people don't know how to play against those characters. Arcade 1.0 Cliff. You know, plus our Arcade 1.0, we don't really talk about that much. There's most people aren't too familiar with it because you only see 1.11 and that's the one you see in console. But yeah, it's kind of interesting with 1.0 in general, not just with Cliff. There actually was, on Arc System Works' website, they had a change list, but the change list is now gone. So I'm not even sure where we could find some sort of change list for 1.0 to 1.11. But it's something worth taking a look into. So Dyne does have the upper hand. You know, DQRF won the first game here, so he's got 1 point, but Dyne's got 1 round ahead, and he's got a life lead. Not anymore. Is that gonna kill? Not quite. DQRF missed with his down, was that down D, I think, in the air? Because you can hit them there and it takes them all the way back. Yeah, like I said, you will see cliff players in majors, because they kind of assume people don't know how to play against them. If you're even anywhere near the like Illinois, Ohio, that kind of group, because there's a couple majors there that do +R, you'll see Face, and Face is a great cliff player, and you'll see other people do cliff as well. Yeah, a lot of this game, every single character is viable. Like, the worst characters in the game are B tier, and you could win a tournament with those characters. So it's important to kind of know those matchups because every character is viable. So anyway, DQRF ends up winning the cliff against Dyne, as I was saying that. So let's go ahead and pull up the bracket here. So that was 2-0 DQRF. And let's go ahead and see who we've got coming up next here. Okay, so up next we've got Quash versus Bang. Bang is on the left playing Zappa, and Quash is on the right. Bang is a really good Vampire Savior player. He's been picking up Zappa recently, like less than a year I think he's got of Zappa experience, but he's always been a really good player. He was playing ABBA beforehand, before he switched to Zappa. Quash used to work in Japan and played in Japanese arcades over there for like 5 years, so he's got a lot of experience. You'll see him, like Hano, Elven Shadow, like those people worked in Japan and played in those arcades all the time, so they've got some really high level experience. So you'll see that here with Quash's Johnny. However, Quash recently moved to Orange County, so he's been showing up to a lot more of this stuff here. There's a couple meetups in South Florida. We actually keep track of a lot of the meetup stuff, and even potential meetups where, like, if you started bringing +R, and other people noticed, then other people would show up, even if they're not actually showing up there yet. So there's actually a lot of places to meet up there, even in Florida. But keep that in mind in the Discord. You can see that in the Discord too. Zappa is going to be very difficult to animate, I would assume, in Xrd, because they've got all the 3D animation and stuff like that. And I'm the main mod on the Discord server, so you know, we do a lot to try and help you guys out. Not just find locals, but also just trying to find videos for you of Japanese games, and also resources for editing the wiki and all that kind of stuff in there too. But back on this game, Zappa has all his orbs. So he's got Rao incoming. Oh no, he's missing one orb. I didn't see that. I was off camera. Now he's got his orbs. Quash is very familiar with all of these matchups. You got a Bakusai there. Bakusai makes the next Mistfinder unblockable. And Quash loves going for Bakusai setups. The main difficult part with a Bakusai setup is you have to FRC the Bakusai in order to get anything off of how he does it, because he has to do something with land and then FRC Bakusai. And FRCs aren't that difficult. It's a 3-frame window, I believe, for his Bakusai. But Bakusai FRC window has a glitch, where if you do the FRC on the very first frame, it'll show the animation of the Bakusai, but it actually won't possibly connect. Bad burst there. Good throw. Got a Bakusai on him, but he's not able to do any sort of Mistfinder in time. Bang, just trying to get the lockdown until Bakusai runs out. Good job. Ooh, 2H. 2H is what we jokingly call Quash's signature move, like, you know, sponsored by 2H kind of thing. 2H is a very, very fast move. I think it's 4 frames, maybe 3 frames, where you press 2H and just bam, you combo off of it. Can just like it beats so many other things. It's got a long recovery, so you can easily punish it. One of the few moves that you can punish with Johnny. A lot of Johnny's moves look like they can be punished. They got big sweeping arches, and usually those kind of moves have a lot of recovery, but they actually usually don't with Johnny. And most of the other in-air moves, like his Divine Blade and his Killer Joker, those ones you can, it looks like you can punish them, but most Johnnies won't do them in the air unless they have an FRC, so that if they whiff, then that 2H. But so if they whiff those moves, they'll do them where they're safe. It's something every Johnny has to learn those FRC points in the air for Killer Joker and Divine Blade. Okay, just keeping his range, trying to get in there. Zappa keeping the sword on Quash there, but that's a bad position. Ends up getting hit. That's gonna be a point for Johnny as well, and Quash ends up taking the game. Let me go ahead and update these brackets here, and then I'll check out chat here. Give me 1 sec. So Quash ends up winning this one 2-0. It's going to place him in the top 8 position here. We got one more game for top 8. Oh, we got Aligari and Devita, and then the Blitz versus the winner. So let's go ahead and take a look at who we've got next here. So yeah, regarding the Discord, I do a lot to do what we can, and I'm sure if you talked right now, you'd hear people saying stuff, and they'd help you out, because it's a pretty live server. We do online matches. There's a lot of the Florida players love playing online. So if you do end up going on there, I'm sure you'll be able to find online matches for whatever type of setup you've got. So yeah, check it out. And I'll keep talking to chat here while we're on here. So, you know, I trust the team's getting better and better for the Xrd, because they did Xrd first, and then they've been making all these other games. I feel like all these other games have been, the animation style is just getting even better and even better and even better, because you had Xrd and then Dragon Ball Fighters, and then they worked on Kill la Kill, I think, which requires way more fluidity than like what Dragon Ball Fighters does, right? Because if you watch that anime, it's very, very unique on how they draw everything in Kill la Kill. And then they've also done Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and that looks way better than Xrd looked. So you can tell that they're kind of honing their craft as they're making all these other games. And this all could be practiced for, you know, Xrd 3 or Xith or whatever they end up calling it, you know, Guilty Gear XXX, whatever they're calling it. So I think that that's what they're doing. I think that they're putting all this stuff, they're making a lot of money selling this engine, and using this engine to make awesome anime artwork that they've got in these games, and then they can use that for their own in-house products, because they're using them for outside stuff. So anyway, we've got Devita and Aligari coming up next. Devita have been showing up a lot more since we've been doing this sort of format where we're doing local recordings instead of streams. That's because Devita can't stay too late, which, you know, a lot of other players can't as well. But because of that, we've been getting some better competition, so I really appreciate these people staying around. Aligari is our resident Order Soul player. He's one of my main sparring partners. I fight a lot in more casual settings, like at you know, apartments and houses and stuff like that too. Aligari keeping Devita in the corner here. Devita doing a backdash in order to avoid an attack, going straight for a bite. One thing you always gotta be prepared for when you're doing when you're fighting a Slayer on their wake up, they could do a backdash and just be invincible on their wake up. So just be ready for that. It's something like ooh, nice 6K. I don't think that was intentional, but I was able to put him in the corner. This might be it for Aligari. Block high. There we go. Oh, still gets hit. So I mean, you gotta just watch out for that kind of stuff they're going to. Slayer has a lot of really weird hitbox items, and as a Slayer player, you know you do, and you kind of abuse all that stuff as much as you can. Like I was gonna say, Faust has a move where he's invincible on startup as well. It's just his 5D. Ooh, bad burst. Oh, but it doesn't end up getting punched too hard for it. So good on Aligari. Trying to use his charge meter, but wasn't able to utilize it in that time. This looks like it's going to be it. It's not, combo's not going to kill, but Devita's gonna end up taking this round. So one more point here for Devita. Can Aligari make a comeback? Okay, looks like we're seeing the traditional Aligari stall, where he puts his hand on his head and reflects on why he lost. And whenever he does that, he makes a really big comeback, so you gotta watch out for that. He's pissed off that he lost, and he's like, man, why did I lose? And he kind of cools down. So we'll see how well this helps, because I see that a lot, where he does that and he ends up winning. You know, a lot of times it's something people forget about. You can take a minute between a game and reflect a bit. You know, that's what you can do to kind of win and make sure that they don't maintain that pace of, I'm used to winning, I'm gonna keep pushing in your face and keep winning. No, make them slow down too. You know what Sonic Fox did at Evo 2018 for Dragon Ball FighterZ is a legit tactic where you switch chairs between sets. He won because of that, because the other person, Goichi, ended up, you know, not being able to continue his momentum. That's the whole point of having two separate sets. A little artifacting there. And what's gonna happen here? Is he gonna do it? Yeah, okay, he takes it. That's what I said, you gotta watch out. Aligari trying to keep the positioning here. Doing some good footsies. Yeah, I haven't played much of Granblue Fantasy Versus myself. I wasn't too interested in it. I mean, been seeing this kind of trend which hasn't taken off, of like more, ooh, doesn't quite hit, of more like one button fighting games, like not just SNK heroines, but also like I mean, I'm not gonna quite downsize BB Tag as being a one button fighter, but it, you know, you can tell the way the buttons are, it's kind of more simplified. There we go, Aligari takes it. That's what I was saying, man. You gotta take control of the whole game yourself. Don't let them continue to carry from one game to another, because these games are supposed to be separate. There we go, good air throw. Order Soul's really strong with his air throw, something you always want to watch out for. I feel like I'm practically halfway across the screen and I go for like one poke outwards and then they throw me through the whole thing. So Order Soul's really strong when it comes to that. Yeah, so like I said, Granblue Fantasy, I didn't really try out. I'm not sure if it's going to be a game for me. It looks like one of those two-button fighters, you know, something like that. So I don't know. You got a block button, and I don't know. I never really got into Granblue Fantasy as an actual series myself. I heard Goichi was interested in it, so we'll see. Was it Goichi or was it Kadako? Sorry, Kadako is one of our bigger +R players from Japan side. And Kadako won Guilty Gear +R at Evo Japan. He won it at Combo Breaker. He won it at Frosty Fausting, so he's really high up there. Anyway, yeah, not Kadako. I'm sorry. I'm getting the names mixed up. Kadako's the Japanese Mei player. But anyway, so we got this match here. Oof. Devita ends up taking that hit. This is going to be it. I don't think he's going to get a kill off that combo, but Aligari is going to lose this one at this point. Yeah, that's it. So Slayer wins with Devita. There we go. 2-1. Let's go ahead and update these brackets. So Aligari ends up winning against Devita 2-1. Or Devita ends up winning to Aligari 2-1. Next match is going to end up being Blitz versus Devita, pretty sure. Let's just go ahead and take a look here. Okay, so our next match is going to be Devita versus Blitz. I forget if they fought each other last tournament, but Blitz has been showing up a lot more. We're getting more melee experience, which is really good. Yeah, I'm super glad that we have these melee experience. Because it's something that SoCal sorely needed. Blitz had been playing for a long time and then kind of retired and then came back once RS came back, because they've been, like, RS and Blitz are sparring partners. RS was not able to show up to this tournament because RS was busy at Anime Expo. Ooh, good burst. That was a good burst there. Using the hairpin, getting some weird cross-under stuff going, even though it was a combo continuation. And that'll be death there against Amelia. Amelia has really low health. Second lowest health in the game, but her guts is a slightly worse than Chip's, so it can be argued that she's kind of even worse health than Chip. Nice counter hit on the disc going into a combo confirmation. Oh, he didn't go for a throw, he went for a block. Very un-Californian-like. I disapprove. Once you're in the corner on a knockdown against Amelia, you've lost. You know, you can't. There's so many options that Amelia can do against you on your wake up, where you just can't get those guesses or reads right. You know, or like even visually seeing it, it's a little too tough. See, that was a good block there. He was able to see it. Oh, it looked like he was gonna go for a throw, but he didn't go for a throw. Again, for those of you unfamiliar with throws in this game, throws are 0 frames and 1 frame tech. So it is an instant tech you have to actually throw practically at the same time in order to do a throw tech. Ooh, bad burst there. Devita's gonna end up going further forward. Ooh, but this is good. Devita still has a burst. So, oh, not quite using it. Who's gonna win this one? It could be anyone's game. Just an attack from Devita will end up being able to beat Amelia. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be it. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, Devita gets the first point here. Yeah, Big Bang upper, man. Okay, so we got the next round using a ooh, Devita able to jump out of that. Very, I don't know. I don't think the jump is like any sort of viable option on wake up. I don't know how he's able to get out of it like that. That's like not even my radar, jumping on wake up. Going for that secret garden tech. Oh, but Devita able to get out of it. Yeah, Blitz using secret garden is really hot. Like, just you see him do that and you're stuck in the corner and then this ball's just going back and forth where you constantly have to block it. He's really good at using the secret garden stuff. Alright, Blitz takes a round here. Okay. Able to get out of the corner. No longer, ooh, maybe. Using more hair car, getting around there. The force break 1 does lift you up over the ground for the disc. So that's why he was able to use that to just run forward, do it forward, and still be in the air and continue on. Still doesn't get the hairpin. Knows what's important is keeping that momentum, that pressure on there. Oh. Devita keeps jumping out of those. I don't know how he's able to do that. I can't do that. Solid punch there by Devita. Ends up beating Blitz for that round. This could be the last round here for Devita to win. Blitz trying to get those discs, hoping for maybe a disc counter hit. You know, those... I would assume that the disc counter hits are pretty easy to do against Slayer because he's always attacking. So, you know, it is something that's probably going to beat most of Slayer's buttons other than, like, his 2H there. Good FRC. Not a counter hit, but almost able to get a combo off of that part. Nice use of force break there. Ended up being a good burst by Devita, but that could have been a very tragic burst. Yeah, look at that damage against Amelia. Good burst on, good block burst. Can Blitz end up taking this back? Okay, some good combos there. This will not kill. Devita has meter. So he could easily do like a super... Oh, no! Oh, Blitz ends up taking a point there. Now 1-1 here. Okay, both of them don't attack round start. Devita does a forward dash, and Blitz does a super jump up back. You could tell a lot by a round start from what a person does, and if you watch their round start, it could be a hint for what they're going to do the next round start. Round start's a very important mechanic that people kind of don't seem to study too often, which is not going to be in their favor. Man, that's so disgusting. I guess when you're fighting against Melia, you want to watch to see if they've got FRC points, or if they've got meter for an FRC on your wake up. Yeah, an issue with jumping round start is you don't have meter yet. So if they do some sort of ground to air unblockable move, like most of them are, you just have to get hit by it because you don't have enough meter to flawless defend. So it's kind of risky to do any sort of jump attack in the air, or any sort of jump attack on round start. Okay, this is going to be a solid setup here by Blitz. Going to be able to keep him in the corner. Not sure if Devita's going to be able to escape, but he does. There we go. Ends up getting a burst just to make sure he doesn't lose his momentum, but it doesn't end up working out there too well for him. Oh, misses that. Just barely hits. It's one tap and Amelia's dead. There we go. And Devita ends up taking the game there. Oh no, I was one round off. I'm sorry. Okay. I always like get tongue-tied when watching Melia. It's like Melia does things. What do I say? I don't know. It's Melia, right? So grabs a hairpin in case you didn't notice it. Went for a force break disc. Does still have a 25% meter to do things with, but not anymore. Now if he ends up getting a mix-up, Blitz isn't really going to be able to do much. So one thing Blitz likes to do is that Secret Garden and pushes it forward to you while it's low on the ground. So that way it gives you a path to go in and attack him, and that path is above ground, and he's going to use that to try and beat you, knowing what path you're going to take. So I would say probably the best option is just wait. Just wait there, and he's going to just do stuff. Ooh, nice FRC, but it ends up still getting punished there from the super. Devita completely out of meter here. Just barely enough to flawless defend. And that's going to be it. Blitz ends up taking the game there. So let's go ahead and update our brackets. So we got all the winner's side ready up until top 8. Blitz wins against Devita 2-1. Let's go ahead and see who we're going to have next here. Okay, so we're next going to have Aligari versus Dyne. So Aligari beat his bye, of course. And so now we're going to have Aligari and Dyne. Whoever wins this gets into top 8. Alright, so we got Aligari versus Dyne. Let's see who's going to take the round here. Yeah, there's a lot of fighting games where, like if you don't know the fundamentals, each fighting game has their own fundamentals, right? So like in Guilty Gear, you never want to be in your opponent's face on the ground on their wake up, because they could just throw you, and throws are instant. In other fighting games, it's okay to be mashing punch on your wake up, because you might actually end up doing something on their string. In other fighting games, it might be okay to jump on wake up. So you just kind of have to know each individual fighting game and find out what their options are, so you can kind of use those and work with everything there. Dyne definitely taking pace on here, keeping Aligari locked down. Nice throw. Again, Dyne's really good at throws. So if you're fighting him, you're just assume you're not going to win a throw and just try and avoid any sort of throw options there. Because you're not really going to beat Dyne when it comes to the throw. If you do, you got lucky, like the Aligari got not too long ago there. There we go, good throw. Blocked. Oh, ended up hitting underneath. I wasn't sure if that was going to work or not. Oh, I didn't think that was going to combo. He went for another one. Probably shouldn't have gone for that second loop there. Oop. Is he gonna end up losing this one? Dyne does have full meter. That is probably gonna be it. Oh no! Oh no! What were you doing, Aligari? No! Oh man. Okay, Dyne ends up winning 1 point there. Hey, I'm not familiar with the infinite attempt on for Faust there like that. Yeah, we still have a pretty decent Skullgirl scene out here. They play a lot with us in the Guilty Gear meetups because they're in the same groups. So we usually do tournaments for Skullgirl's Vampire Savior and Guilty Gear+R on the same nights. It's me a hit. Look at that damage! I'm always shocked at just how much damage that super ends up doing. Like, it feels like it's just wrong. Like, there's no way it should be that much. But it does, and it does that much. Oh, got the poison. Oh, but instantly loses the poison. Aligari might be able to start taking control of this now. Got a good counter hit, keeping Faust in the corner. Don't let Faust escape. Don't go for throw against Dyne. Good poke. Wasn't able to block that unblockable 6H. The 26 frame overhead. Everyone gets hit by everyone oh my god, no! No! Oh, that's a 26 frame overhead. Nobody should be getting hit by that, but everybody gets hit by that. Everybody. It's so dumb. Okay, so Dyne ends up taking it. Sorry, Aligari. Okay, Dyne wins 2-0. Let's go to the brackets here. So Dyne wins this one 2-0 against Aligari. And let's see who we're going to have next. Okay, so we're having the magical match of the night here. This is going to be Devita versus Wyvern. Now these are both these are both Slayer players. So we're going into Unga Bunga City here. Oh, it didn't change the names. Devita's player 1 and Wyvern's player 2. At least I believe so. So we'll double check. I'm pretty sure Devita's player 1. Yep, that's a Devita tech. So yeah, Devita is player 1 here, doing some nice rope-a-dope against Wyvern there. Now, one thing I still haven't figured out, just because I haven't tested it or found out why, is how a Slayer can do a backdash teleport but doesn't go anywhere. I haven't really experimented with too much with it or even like looked it up, but I just know he does it, so that's all I need to know, that he's able to do it. But he can do a backdash where he does that kind of whiffed away teleport, but he just stays in place instead of actually going backwards. Good 2H there by Devita. Nice try there by Wyvern, trying to do the bite. Okay. Devita doing a good combo. Oh, Wyvern goes for burst, but it was just an empty burst. Didn't end up doing anything. Wyvern getting a good combo here now. Oh, it ends up getting hit. That's gonna hurt. And Devita takes the first round there. Okay, so I'm gonna make a correction. This is not Devita, this is Wyvern. I wasn't sure because they're both doing the same combos and stuff like that, but I'm looking at the results from our tournament before, and it is Wyvern on the left and Devita on the right. There we go. Okay. So Wyvern getting those combos keeping Devita locked in the corner there. Doing a good slide into a combo here. Able to lock him down in the corner. Nice hits, getting those wall sticks, going to undertow. I think he was kind of assuming he would do a super on wake up, but Devita didn't do a super on wake up, so good guess by Devita not to do that. Wyvern ends up taking the next round here. What I thought it might have been was just like backdash into forward dash and just stays you in place or something like that. I tried it a little bit, it didn't work. But I mean, I don't really need to know how it's done, I just need to know that he can do it. So that's like all that matters to me. So keep it in mind that, you know, he can just teleport in place on wake up. Okay, Wyvern getting some good combos here. Those kick combos, which aren't as prevalent in Plus R as they were back in Accent Core. Those tricky overhead kicks, because you can hold those to make them fake, where they don't do anything. No, Devita ends up getting around there. Just pile driving him into the corner. There we go. Nice jump H. Jump H is a very strong button for Slayer. Much like much of Slayer's buttons are very strong buttons. 2H, 2D. A lot of that stuff. Very strong. Ooh, nice slide there. Goes for a jump H cross up. Wasn't able to get much off of it, but was able to reset into a confirmed combo. And Devita gets hit by the overhead. Wyvern ends up taking it. Let's go ahead and update the brackets here. So that was 2-0 Wyvern. 2-0. And let's go ahead and see who we're going to get up next here. Okay, so our next match is going to end up being Quash and Blitz. So because of that, that means we're going to go ahead and start top 8. So before we do, I just want to go ahead and update a couple more of these here. There was 2 games that were done off recording, and it was Mech versus Hursh. Hursh ended up winning 2-0. And also Bang versus JMZ. Bang ended up winning 2-1. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our top 8. Just give me 1 second here. I'm just going to take a quick break, and we'll get started with that here. All right. So yeah, just getting water and stuff like that, exactly. So we're going to go ahead and get started with top 8 here. We got Quash and Blitz and DQRF and Classic Fighting Gamer on winner's side. We got Hursh and Dyne and Wyvern and Bang on loser's side. Let's go ahead and see how this works out here. All right, so first match is going to be winner's side match, Quash versus Blitz. All right, both retreating. You know, that's something you always want to look at, how they're starting your matches there. Blitz getting Quash in the corner here, but Quash able to jump out. You know, it's just something I'm not used to seeing, where there's jumping from disc. I think what Blitz is doing is he's intentionally delaying the disc so that the disc can last out longer when he kind of needs it, and because of that, Quash is able to see it and notice that it's going to be delayed, and so he knows he can jump out. Definitely something for me to keep in mind if I'm fighting Blitz, that I can jump out of that disc there. Man, that damage. I mean, he had to use 3 75% meter total on him to get that. But that's something you see Quash do a lot too. Jackhound attack into Jackhound into attack. Oh, doesn't get hit by the up coin. That's what I was thinking. Quash likes to just set an up coin while he's doing attacks on you, knowing that you're just going to block the whole time. Coin is a very strong projectile in this game, just because it's slow. Slow projectiles are so good in any fighting game, really. Also, it levels you up when you hit. Signature Quash 2H. Does a jackhammer, doesn't end up hitting or doing anything off of that. Blitz getting Quash in the corner. Not a good position for Quash to be in. Johnny has a very weird hitbox for combos. Hitbox and gravity. So it's a lot of times you have to kind of learn Johnny specific combos, much like how you'd have to learn May specific combos. Now the round points is 1 versus 1. Quash doing his double air dash into him. Sorry, not air dash, double dash into it. Good combos. Man, nice escape there by Blitz. It's not looking too hot here. 2H is so cool. Just has got that great damage, just so fast. But if you end up whiffing it, you can get punished just like that. Blitz is, yeah, on the verge of death there. So Quash ends up taking 1 point. Okay, Quash ends up going forward this time. Again, every time we saw it so far, it looked like Blitz was going backwards, I think. He did it on the first time, and then watch the other 2 rounds. Yeah, a lot of times, you know, when I'm watching Melia, it's just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Melia's doing Melia things. Like, it's not that I don't understand what Melia's doing. It's just that, you know, what do you say to that? Like, there's the wall of attacks that are happening on you. You know? So, they're playing some good footsies here. Trying to find out a point to get in when they can. Quash using up half his coins already. Gonna have to be a little bit more conservative with his money, a little more frugal at this point. Got 2 coins left, but he did get a level 2, and that's gonna end up doing. Oh, ends up not hitting them from there with the level 2 misfire. Okay. Oof. Good burst there. Good burst. Quash keeps getting tagged, but no confirms off any of those. Nice cross under. Quash wasn't sure which way to block, but that's usually because Quash and Johnny have the advantage when they're falling on you like that underneath a Divine Blade. Is that double? Ah, it's a double KO, which means it's going to be in Melia's favor. The way double KOs work is it does not give 1 point each to both players. It gives 1 to the person who's disadvantaged. If you both have no wins, it'll give a point to both of you. But you will not win with a double KO. Doing some nice combo damage from Melia. Backdashing from the coin. Doesn't able to get anything off that force break disc. Johnny doing massive Johnny damage, like Johnny likes to do. Ooh. Quash, there we go, nice throw. Quash ends up taking it with the throw there then. So let's update these bracket scores here then. So Quash ended up winning against Blitz 2-0. So let's update this here, not 23, but 2. Next match is going to be DQRF versus ClassicFightingGamer. Let's go ahead and update the information here and load it up. Okay, so we got DQRF versus CFG. Again, DQRF said he promised he's going to switch, or he's only going to play Cliff this whole tournament. So, CFG, that's me. So let's go ahead and see how I do against Cliff. Cliff is a very weird character to fight against. That is a low. That is a charged low. There we go. Not able to combo off of that, but still able to attack him and punish him a little bit at least. Cliff's a very floaty character, so you gotta know how to deal with that float. Ooh. That's not a great super, because sometimes they can just like randomly escape based off of like luck on how it works. So that's a lot of damage. Not quite able to eke it out, but close, very close. Nice Sakura, nice Sakura. I had to force break that too. Usually doing a guard cancel off of a force break is much more difficult. Oh, it's an overhead. Okay, it's close. Nice air throw. Cliff has one of the strongest air throw like ranges and boxes of characters as well. So very big thing to keep in mind. He's gonna go for air throws. All right, able to get a reset off of his tech there. Trying to get in. That's a low, and lows will beat out Biken's Terminator run. Just trying to play it safe here. Okay. Getting those Tanami mats on his wake up. So Cliff only gets 3 dodges before his back goes out. His back will go out on the 3rd dodge. There we go. I went for a 2nd throw because he wasn't expecting another raw throw there. Viken's got some really cool instant kills, both in this game and the new one too. And she has a very weird playstyle. I didn't choose her because of the playstyle, to be honest. I played her back in X2, and so it was kind of a different time in my life back then. But I've been playing her for so long that I kind of just get used to that, and that's how I play. And getting a throw in the corner there. Good burst, sort of. I mean, throws in this game are 50% prorated, so it feels kind of weird to waste a burst off of a throw combo. That's how I see it, but that's not how a lot of other people see it. They end up bursting my throw combos a lot, so. Not looking good for me. Good force break block. I didn't realize that was going to hit me from behind. Oh, I forgot to update the point here that I got. Okay. Sakura, but wasn't able to get anything off of that. That was a dodge chop. He has one more free dodge. Keep that in mind. Good combo. Not my optimum combo in this case, but able to get something where he wakes up. Wasn't able to get a timing mat afterwards on his wake up. Interesting combo. Yeah, it's so hard to kind of understand Cliff's combos. One thing you definitely need to learn, like the hitboxes and how it works, is Cliff's vault move, where he just kind of flips around. If you don't understand how that's going to work, you're going to get hit by it every time you get it in tournament. DQRF ends up winning the game there, so let's go ahead and get a point for DQRF. And of course, Cliff doing the opposite table flip. If you flip a table like this, then the top will go that way, but it doesn't. It goes this way when he flips it. He's been doing that since Guilty Gear 1. Okay, getting some good blocks in here. Nice use of Zakuro. I thought I'd hit him by the time he was done recovering, but it's still within the invincible frames from his dodge. That is gonna hurt. Yeah, I wasn't able to get anything off of that. I probably didn't do an FRC because I was trying to keep my meter. Good reset. A little too high for me to continue my combo, but still end up taking the round. Good block. Okay. Not able to get in. That was first dodge for the round. Oh, wasn't quite able to confirm off of that. Guilty Gear 1 is special in its own way. I'll put it that way. I will be running a Guilty Gear 1 tournament at EVO. It's only $2, and it's probably the only time I will ever run a Guilty Gear 1 tournament at EVO. It's just kind of celebrate that the game came out on PS4. So, It's a treat. Don't miss that. If you're going to Evo, don't miss it. It's gonna be just fun and stupid. All right, so I end up winning this one here. 2 points for CFG. Let's update these brackets. Okay, so it's 2-1 against Cliff. Okay, so if I recall, this particular match, we didn't press the record button right at start, so we're only missing a portion of the first round. So give me one moment to update this. Okay, so like I said, this match we missed recording just a very small portion of the first round. So you're gonna miss a little bit of it, but it's just the first round, so you're gonna see the rest of the whole match there. This is Wyvern versus Bang. So let's go ahead and switch everything over. Let's switch everything over to this here. Oh, there we go. Okay, starting off with a big Bang upper against Bang. There we go. Alright, so Bang getting his sword. Sword's a very difficult summon to deal with if you haven't practiced against it. It's hard to deal with there. You know, the sword, you really got to know how it works because it doesn't have any hurt box at all. It's just this hit box that occupies the space that you're at, right? So it's definitely something you got to practice and get used to. Slayer here does have full meter. How well can he use it? Bang ends up doing his... Oh, not quite gonna kill. He could have killed off that. There we go. You want to know how to deal with Rao too. Rao is, how should I put this? Rao's just as strong as he was back in Accent Core, but all of Zappa's other summons have gotten stronger, to the point where a lot of Zappa players say they prefer the other summons over Rao. I mean, Rao is special too. He's just got massive, stupid damage and everything like that, but they say that they like everything else besides Rao. So, not that they wouldn't get rid of Rao. But you do want to know how to fight Rao too, because if you don't know how to fight Rao and Rao comes up, you're goner. Same with all of his setups, really. You're not familiar with Ghosts or Dog, it could be the end of your match. So do learn how to fight Zappa. One thing Zappa has a lot of good things for is his invincible on startup moves. His summon is invincible on startup. His super is invincible on startup. Man, Rao damage. I don't know why they say they don't like Rao as much, but that's what I hear. Yeah, big Chungus damage, exactly. First point here goes to Bang. Let's update this here. The names are slightly wrong. Oh, you know what? I guess that wasn't just the first round. That was the last game. So my apologies there, but let's go ahead and update the right amount here. We had Wyvern versus Bang. Bang ended up winning this one 2-1 according to my records here. So let's go ahead and update this 2-1. My apologies, Bang and Wyvern. We didn't end up getting your game uploaded correctly. So next we're going to be having Hursh and Dyne. So let me go ahead and update a couple things on here first, and we'll get ready for Hursh and Dyne. Okay, so up now we've got Hursh versus Dyne. Again, Hursh is a prominent Venom player here in the in SoCal. He plays a lot more Xrd, but he's been getting a lot back into +R. I really appreciate him showing up. It's awesome seeing him here to support the +R side. He has been playing Venom for a long time, like back when +R was coming out, but also Xrd was out at the time. He kind of just switched over to Xrd more fundamentally. So AC versus AC Plus, there wasn't really any changes. AC Plus was just a story mode update, where they added a story mode to the game and a couple other modes and stuff like that. Also, the game came with like a soundtrack. Then they ended up doing a patch to update Plus to +R. So AC to +R is where the big changes occur. And usually, probably what you want to look for is AC to +R 1.11. Because there was a +R 1.0. We don't really talk about that much. So Hursh ends up getting him in the corner here. Dyne took the first round. Hursh is going to lay on the thick balls action on him. Blocked a 6H? Oh my god. That's a miracle. I didn't think it was possible. Oh, didn't block the second 6H. Okay. It was just a fluke. It's fluke, everybody. 6H is still unblockable. That it didn't do as much damage as I thought it might have done. I think the damage mostly depends on what like guts section you're in, because if you have a guts rating and you're like just before the next guts amount follows through, it's going to do that damage for the solid block. So that's why you see it do a lot more damage than it normally would. Like it probably could have done a lot more damage if you had more health, kind of thing. Good air throw. Doesn't quite kill with the air throw. Oh, and Dyne's gonna get the throw. Special Dyne throw set up. Dyne takes the next point. So there are some ones. I do actually think we have a change list from like the Japanese wiki, and you can probably find a link for that in the Discord if you're interested in finding that out. We're struggling in the corner here. Ooh, ends up getting hit with a 5D. That Faust 5D is invul on startup, so you do see things like players using it on their wake up, because it is a good wake up option. But if somebody sees it coming, you get punished pretty hard. Now Faust had he did the door force break. The door force break only comes from one side, so if you're concerned about the about which door is coming through, on force break it only comes from behind. He can do it normally either direction though. Oh yeah, and they did change a massive amount between AC and +R. Especially for my character Biken. This went right over his head. It was too close. For Biken players, it was even like I was talking to other US players and even a Japanese player. They were saying it was almost too much to continue playing the game with. It was so much of a change. I know I was really struggling with going from AC to +R. Got the Robo. Man, he blocked another 6H. Hursh here is like one of the best players, I guess. That was a dead angle to get out there. Good block on that burst, but wasn't able to punish the burst. Got a combo. Let's see how well he can confirm this. Oh, that might be it right there. And ekes it out. It's going to be 1-1. Okay, Hursh doing a 6H on wake up or on a round start. Locked a burst. You know, a lot of players, they do an early burst at the start of the round. Because first off, you know, you're not going to take as much damage at the start of the round because the meter doesn't exist. But you're going to get a lot of your burst back eventually. So if you get your burst back before the end of the round, you can get another burst. So you might get more bursts the earlier you do your first burst. Gets hit by the ricochet part. Hursh putting on the pressure. Doing a cross up with the ball, getting hit for Dyne there. Now, those balls do a lot of chip damage too. So that's something that's difficult to keep in mind. However, if you end up force breaking or false defending a lot of them, you get pushed back. So it's kind of a give and take. Not as difficult to deal with as say like Justice Bombs, because if you have Justice Bombs, you know, they deal more damage, more chip damage, I think, and also you don't want to force break them because you're going to lose all your meter, and sometimes the only way to get in on Justice is by using a force break of some sort. That didn't quite work for Dyne there. That's super. Throws a meteor incoming here. Hursh does some good backdashes to get out of it. Oh, nice confirm. Ends up Dyne ends up bursting. He's got full meter here. Not sure if Dyne can even use the full meter unless he goes for some force break door or something like that. Hursh's got a pretty good record of dodging and blocking those kind of moves. Dyne ends up winning. This is going to be the game point. Whoever wins this round ends up winning the game and the match as well. So, just real quick tangent here. For those of you unfamiliar with the terminology for how it works, it's round, game, set, and match. So you have 2 out of 3 rounds per game. You have 2 out of 3 games per set, and most of the time you just have 1 set, which ends up winning the match. Sometimes in grand finals you have 2 sets, or 2 out of 3 sets. So round, game, set, match. Nice force break there. Slows down the ball. Oh, he tried to hit him through the door, but ended up trading. There is a meteor incoming here. Doesn't block the 6H. Nice ricochet on that ball there. Trying to keep stuck in the corner. Good throw tech, man. Hursh ends up taking it. So that's going to be 2-1. Good job there, Hursh. Take a look at the bracket here. So let's see which one of these two we're going to have next. Either going to be Blitz and Hursh or DQRF and Bang. Probably DQRF and Bang. Okay, so we got DQRF versus Bang going on here. DQRF, like you said, he's sticking with Cliff this whole tournament. Let's see how it works out for him. Yeah, Cliff pretty locked down there. Nice dodge. Just using those discs at range. Man, that air throw. Now Zappa has a really good air throw as well. Like good range and good use of it, good box. But Cliff's is just the best one at the moment. What is going on here? Bang has just a sliver of health. One more hit and he's goner. He could even get chipped out if he doesn't do things right. Like that move could chip out. DQRF just trolling here. Come on, DQRF. That's no fun. Not among friends here. Okay, locked in with a sword. How's he gonna move? Cliff doesn't have good movement options because he's got hops for dashes and he's got a very floaty small jump. That is a low. He's got stuff like the sword vault and that dive kick. Cliff is the epitome of the troll character in this game, though. One of the troll characters, because you got Faust, you got Slayer. Look at that air throw. I don't know if that was continuing combo off of an air throw, but throws, like I said, have 50% pro rate, so something to keep in mind there too. Now in this game, you do have the guard meter at the top. It's that pink meter. That pink meter is, it shows how much damage you're going to be taking for the rest of the part of the combo. You actually do less and less damage as their meter shrinks and shrinks. But that's aside from pro rate. Other moves have an initial pro rate that's beyond just what that guard meter does. DQRF ends up winning the first point here. Just kind of waiting for something, and then DQRF throws him out. It ended up comboing. I wasn't quite sure if that 2D at the end of the combo was going to work. Because usually you hit him at the top and then you splash him at the bottom. Man, that's just dirty. That's just dirty. Keeping that range up. Man, what can he do? I mean, Zappa has the like I said, those invincible moves, but he can't start anything. He's not in range. Gonna move a dog for it. That's not gonna do much. Look at that. Just wrecked there by DQRF, man. That's just dirty. So let's go back to the brackets here. We've got DQRF taking that one 2-0. So our next match is going to end up being Blitz and Hursh. Let's go ahead and set this up here. Okay, so now we got Blitz versus Hursh. Hursh is on the left, Blitz is on the right. Okay, Hursh keeping the smack on Blitz there. Hursh does have some pretty good blocking fundamentals, so I think he's going to be okay against Melia. Oh, thank you. I think he's going to be okay against Melia. You know, just keep the pressure on, do some good damage, do good chip damage as well. Make Melia have to force faultless defend. I just always get so silent. Just like watching Melia play is just, it's mesmerizing, right? The Hursh does a dead angle trying to get out. Man, that pin ended up eating the ball. So Hursh wasn't able to get around that. And Hursh gets hit by another hairpin. Hursh trying to keep Melia in the corner as much as he can here. Melia got the pin back and it uses it right away. Gets our pin back. Gets the pin back again. Oh, it gets a counter hit at the top. That means it's probably going for something in the air. What? I didn't know you could make it go straight up like that. That was pretty neat. Hursh getting some fancy blocking there. Almost did a round the world combo, was able to get from one side to the other, but not quite. Hursh takes the round. Another 6H on round start. Yeah, I was just saying, I've just never seen a straight up ball like that before. I just don't know all of the ball patterns from Venom, I guess. Again, jumps out from the disc. I guess it's something you can do against Melia. Something to keep that in mind. Just watch when they do the disc and see if it's something you can jump out of if they're not directly in front of you. Yeah, so something to keep in mind, and Blitz definitely kept this in mind. When you've got a stray ball like that up out there, that's a spot where the Venom can teleport to. So Hursh teleported to that, and then Melia did an anti-air right above him. Didn't quite do as much damage as I'm used to doing those electrical balls. This might be it for Melia here. Hursh just needs one tap. Oh! Hursh has been really good on his throw game, so I almost thought Hursh was going to get the throw there. There we go. That's going to be it. So Hursh gets a point. Melia applying the whole Melia game. Gets another key, or another pin. Goes back down, gets the pin again, mid-combo. Keeps it up. That's a death right there. One perfect for Blitz. Okay. So I think maybe one of the reasons why I'm so silent when Melia plays is because when I fight against Melia, I have to focus so much on what Melia is doing that it like occupies so much of my thought process. And so, you know, it's obviously hard to like multitask. So right now when I'm watching Melia, I'm in that same zone where like, what's Melia doing? What's Melia doing? I gotta figure it out. And so when you're looking at it and watching it and seeing it, like which way do I block? You know, you're not commentating. I'm not saying stuff because I'm busy just trying to figure out what Melia is doing. But anyway, so Hursh putting more balls out there, doing some good ricocheting work. Melia lost another pin there, but that's going to be one game for Blitz. So now 1-1 zone here. Yeah, exactly. When you're in the blender, it's like, what is Melia going to do? You got to figure it out. It's like a three-way guess. Puts another pin out there. Hursh just trying to play good defense here. He ends up getting a good hit for a full combo. Doesn't do too much damage with that combo. It's going to eat away a lot of Melia's faultless, but ends up getting meter back. Not sure how that worked out. Maybe she just blocked the last couple of hits and got meter back from the blocks instead of using the faultless defend. If so, that's a very good use, because you know you don't want to be below 25% meter. He gets another pin back, eats the ball, grabs the pin through the roll, which is something you can do. Bad burst there. Blitz gonna take a round. Yeah, and you know what? Guilty Gear X stages are really good too. You don't see Guilty Gear X stages in any game besides Guilty Gear X, but they're really cool. I wish they had them in here because they're the same size and everything. Like the one for Johnny's stage, it's the exact same stage except it's at night, like Slash's is, except you don't have the clouds, and they're like actually shooting against other planes in the background. Hell's version is really good. Like, I wish they had X stages back in the game, because those are really nice looking. This game is missing a couple stages, I think unintentionally. So, like, it's missing the sharp reload version of May's stage. If you do that input, it just ends up getting the slash input also. Alright, so Melia takes the win here. Go to our brackets here and update this. So that was 2-1 in Blitz's favor. So that means we're now in top 4. So let's go ahead and get things ready for top 4. I'm going to take another very short break just to stretch, drink some water, things like that. Make sure I'm all fresh for you guys, and we'll start everything here in just a moment. Okay, so we are starting top 4. So we're going to have Quash and ClassicFightingGamer from winner's side, and then Blitz and DQRF from loser's side. Before we get started, I just want to just remind a couple people who might be watching, especially since I'm kind of splitting this up on YouTube a little bit. We do have a great Discord server. If you're interested in getting into Discord, the link is going to be in the YouTube channel, but you can also see it here in the chat box as well. For those of you on the chat box in Twitch, if you want to watch me on YouTube, same thing. I'm just going to type exclamation point YouTube here, and you can kind of see my my links and stuff like that as well. If you do end up feeling like giving me any bits or donations or anything like that, it's all just for the updates, you know, like for new equipment and stuff like that. Don't require it. It's more of just like if I want to get more microphones and stuff like that, that's what I'm going to use it for. So great, so we can go ahead and do everything here. We have one more thing here. If you do end up wanting to become a subscriber, I have a couple emotes. You can take a look at those. You got the bike and face palm, the yes, and then the Robokai laugh. The yes and the Robokai laugh are for the expensive ones, so don't do those. Yeah, I've just got the bike and face palm pretty much. But yeah, those are the ones that we've got. Hopefully, if I get more viewers, we'll go ahead and expand some of those. But that's all I've got the slots for at the moment. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. The very first match is going to end up being against Quash and CFG. So let's get going to this one here. Little button check here. Okay. So this is the winners finals. So because the winners finals is gonna be 3 out of 5. Again, I'm ClassicFightingGamer, so I'm the one on the right. You're gonna see playing as Biken. Quash is a very strong player. One of our top players here in SoCal. And also Johnny is very difficult to fight against as Biken. So Quash going for his, ooh, nice. Quash going for his coins. He loves to use the coins as just kind of a tool to keep pressure away. So, he'll put a coin out there and then do other stuff, assuming you're not even going to get hit by the coin, It's a very strong move. I do end up getting hit by a coin. It went around my, 2H then. Nice, nice. Alright, good air throw. So I take 1 round there. He does 2D on round start, and I'm blocking. Slightly out of range there to get hit by my Tatami mat, but I'm going to put him in the corner here, which is not a good position for... not a good position for Johnny to be in. Interesting burst. It ended up working, but it was a bit risky there. See, I went for Zakuro, but it didn't end up working on there also. So... Tiger Neo Zansen for Biken into Roman Cancel is a very, very heavily damaging move. The issue is it's not as easy to do mid-screen. I've actually upgraded how I do this since then. One thing I always try and make sure I do is improve on something, at least one thing, every single week. And I know how to do my combo from that point now on, from mid-screen. And that's not the only thing I've improved this week, so... Johnny doing some massive damage against Biken, very typical. Johnny does a lot of damage, and also I'm Biken. I missed the Zakuro follow-up. That's not an easy input. It's 63214K12P, so not a simple input to make. I can kind of do it every single time, but in combos, I make mistakes on there on occasion. Good burst. That was a very good burst. Not a good Zakuro. That's going to end up making me lose this one right here. So one first game goes to Quash. Biken's Tatami's really good. That's kind of how she relies on combos in corner, because you want to go for those counter hits. You do a counter hit to Tatami in corner, man, you're going to take some massive damage at that point. He's going to go for Bakusai. I go for a backdash because backdash is what you want to do to beat Mistfighter. I've got invincibility frames on start of backdash. Now, Biken has a couple options on Bakusai. Since Bakusai... This is going to be perfect. Please don't perfect me. Ah! Clash the first hit. Oh, man. So normally you do Bakusai, and then you attack them with a meaty with a normal hit, and then they're blocking it, and while they're blocking it, you cancel into a Mistfighter. Ooh, not sure why I did those, but I did them. There we go. That's gonna be some Johnny combos, man. Didn't block that cross up. See, coming a mile away. Damage, man. man, Johnny's airtime is so weird. Oh, got hit by the follow-up. Usually he does not do that follow-up. And I don't think I was looking at his meter. So Quash ends up taking the second round here. Or second game. Again, it's 3 out of 5 because we're in winner's side. Getting hit by those 6Ks. Hit crossed up in the air. Good backdash on his side. Not looking good for me so far. Nice air throw on my tech. Quash is really reading me now. And he's got full meter too. It's gonna be pretty much it for this round, I would guess. I was able to 2S him when he was dashing in on me. Johnny Dash has a lot of good frames, or very, very few frames, I should say. It's hard to work around. Okay, not looking good. Might be it here. Good force breaks, or faultless defenses. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have done that. That's a Johnny-specific combo. It does not do much damage. There we go. I had a good distance for this one. What's he gonna do? Man, this is scary. Ah, got him with Zagoro. Nice. Man, that was scary. Okay. Still in the game here. He's baiting my Orens. I was able to do a good Oren escape there. I did a Yoshijin there, that anchor, but it wasn't counter hit, so I couldn't get anything off of it. Good burst. That was a very good burst on that one. Ooh, was going for 5H, but he doesn't fall for it. Or sorry, 5D. Should have done 6K. He's been falling for every one of my 6Ks I've been doing against him so far. Oh, it doesn't quite hit with the follow-up there. Nice Yozansen. Didn't have any meter to follow it up with, though. Good, good. Okay, so I get a round on this one, a game. It's now 2-1 in Quash's favor. My favorite stage, I always choose this one, is Slash Babylon. It's the green version of the Babylon stage. A little too close. Gets myself into the corner. It's not a good spot to be in. Man, I'm just getting wrecked here. Good hit there. Not able to follow up because I got no meter. I know he's able to do some attacks before I can kind of set something else up. Good Sakura. Able to get a follow up without a meter. Ooh, this is gonna kill. That's gonna kill. Yeah. Good dizzy there. I want some Isuka stages in here. Some of those Isuka stages look really cool. Jam's China stage in +R is a slightly modified version of her Isuka stage. I'd love to see the Isuka music in this game too. Isuka, great music. Look at that damage on Baiken, man. Almost seems unfair. Unfair. Baiken sucks and Johnny's way too good. Should nerf Johnny. Good blocks. Ooh. Not going for Oren, which is good. I make that mistake way too often where I do Oren. Nice, nice. I did the Sakura in the air. Usually he's used to me doing Zakuro, and he was way too low for me to do Zakuro. So that was a good one there. So it's now 2-2. So I win one more, I go to winners finals. Oh, sorry, I go to grand finals. This is winners finals right now. Whoever loses will go to losers finals, though. Good burst. Nice, nice. He's falling for that one every time. Good use of Terminator run around the burst there. Oh. Nice, nice. Come on. Good air throw. Oh, man. Oh, that's going to be it. Nice. Okay. One more round. One more round. Oh yeah, what they like to do is every May stage has references from an anime. So this one's of course Madoka. There's actually a different accent core stage. So this stage has an accent core stage and a +R stage. The accent core stage I think is Hiroki or something like that. I'm not too familiar with that series. And then they have a slash version. Yeah, he's just cutting me up like butter on this round. Yeah, I go for a Zakuro and miss. I burst and I use my burst. So if I'm playing as Baiken, Haruhi, that might I don't know the series. I'm not that big into anime, especially cute girly anime. Cute girly anime like Madoka, right? But no, so it depends. So if I'm biking, I find myself in a Bakusai. I think that's what you're talking about. So if I have Bakusai, I can either block a move because you want to block as a meaty, and then you can combo into a Mistfinder. So I want to block that move and then maybe counter it because I might not get. This is so close. Oh my god, no! Ah, oh, come on. Oh my god, this is so close. Is this gonna be death? No, no, no! I didn't die. Oh, man. Man. That was really close. That was really close. Good games, Quash. Good games. Okay. So let's go to the brackets here. So anyway, so if you cut yourself in Bakusai, he's going to try and meaty you. So you want to make sure you don't even get hit by the meaty, because if you get hit by a meaty, you block it, and then he can misfire you and you're set. So if you have like an invincible super, or if you have a backdash that has some decent frames, you can do the backdash as well. For me, I can counter if he goes for the meaty. If you jump and he doesn't do a high misfire, then you won't get hit. So there's a couple options you can do. You just kind of gotta know, just try him out. Like for me, he might do a raw Mistfinder. If he does raw, then I can backdash it, because I clearly can't counter it. But I can also super it if he does a raw. If he goes for a meaty, I can super as well. I can also block the meaty and go for a counter. You can burst. Burst is always an option. You can get a gold burst if you do it right. So anyway, let's see here. We have me versus Quash. Let's update this bracket here. 3-2 on Quash's side. That was really close. So the next match is going to be Blitz versus DQRF. Let me go ahead and get a couple things ready here, and we'll go ahead and get this started. Okay, so up now we've got DQRF and Blitz. This is the top 4 match. So this is just 2 out of 3. And DQRF still keeping up with his Cliff match. Now, Quash also plays Cliff, so they kind of made I think they made a pact where if they had to fight each other in like winners finals or grand finals, that they would both pick Cliff, which would have been stupid. So we'll see if it gets to that point. I know it's not going to, but spoilers. But man, you know, this just goes to show, if you have Cliff inexperience, just how deadly it can be. Because there are good Cliff players out there. Like I said, Face is one of them. Cliff has the 4th worst health in the game. Worst is Chip, second worst is Melia, third is Biken, and Cliff is 4th. And by health, I mean defense. Everybody has the same number of hit points. All right, and Cliff ends up taking the first round there. Yeah, Cliff Notes version. Yeah, good one. Get you some laughs in chat there. Mike Z would be proud of you. Man, look at those combos. So Cliff's respect button actually brings out some words that he says that turn into stone and they become projectiles that flop on the ground. So you do want to map respect for Cliff. You know, like, he's one of the only characters where respect is useful. Chip's respect, like, he throws like a shuriken that does 1 damage in the air, but it also keeps you like stuck in the air and floating, so it can have some uses. Mike Z likes to do respect as a timing tool for his combo. So he'll do a combo, he'll respect, and he knows during a very specific point of his respect is when he can attack, because you can cancel out of a respect for free. So he uses that, but that's not really something that's important. Okay, getting his pin back. Go for the stupid slap chop there. Oh, that dodge lasted so long. Holy crap. Oh my god, that dodge, that was so dumb. Dodged the entire disc and then threw him. There we go. Melia, Blitz takes a round there. Good blocks. It just goes up and throws. It's a decent option since Melee can get some good combo off of a throw. Disc into disc. Yeah, Amelia's kind of playing it safe in the back there, looking for some sort of opening. Again, Cliff doesn't have good movement options, and Melia has amazing movement options. So it's kind of a weird battle here, where she's trying to control everything, but she can also just try to make sure she's out of range of a lot of stuff, which is not easy to do against Cliff. Good cross up, and TK Bad Moon in order to do an instant overhead. So 1 point here for Blitz. Again, this is the losers semifinals, so this one is just 2 out of 3. Yeah, I've heard that too, that the Faust respect is good for like kind of pretending like you're doing a 6H. Yeah, this is my favorite stage here, the slash version of Babylon. This is normal Babylon, but it's a slightly different version of this one. There's some stages where they have like lighting effects that actually mess me up. Look at that chop, man. If you do play against Cliff, I mentioned this a couple times so far this tournament, he can do his dodge 3 times. At the 3rd time he does his dodge, he's gonna like hurt his back, and so you could punish him. And he can also cancel his dodge into that chop. So you want to be careful. Just because he's doing a dodge next to you doesn't mean he's gonna be vulnerable right away. He can do a chop, he can do a throw right after his dodge. It's not safe right after a dodge, like you would with S-Groove and CVS2 or something like that, you know. Well, S-Groove's a bad example, like in King of Fighters or something like that. Blitz is 1 round away from winning this. Good burst there by Cliff. That pole vault hitbox, because you see him walk underneath Blitz ran just right underneath that that vault. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. The edge of his sword, like the part where it looks like it's the sharp end, will hurt you, but the part behind it will not hurt you. It was a interesting burst there, but ended up not meaning anything at that point. Didn't get punished for it, but also wasn't using it to escape or anything. Just kind of wasted burst. It's a pin. Keeps using the pin. Interesting. It's not gonna. That's. Oh, I thought I was gonna kill there for a moment there. Amelia laying on the hair. Yeah, good burst. That's gonna be it right there. Nice force break there to finish everything off. Slash ABBA stage is kind of cool. I like it because I don't really get to see it that often. On the PS3, ABBA stages crash, so we actually can't play those in tournament. Same with Order Still stages, but both of those crash too. So if we go back to this, we have Blitz beating DQRF 2-1. So we'll update this here. Our next match is going to be Classic Fighting Gamer. Oops, I did the wrong one here. The Blitz. I thought Blitz was in the bottom. So Classic Fighting Gamer versus Blitz. Let's go ahead and update the info here. All right, so CFG, that's me, versus Blitz. Playing Amelia. Choosing Grove. Grove's a fun stage, except on the left, I think it has a section that has a lighting effect. I don't think this version does, but... So, Amelia's a tough character to crack. Very fast. Like I said, you gotta focus a lot when you're fighting against her, just so you can know what's happening. There we go. He was baiting it with the Secret Garden. It's a good job on his end. Good gold burst. Ended up working out well. The autonomy mat didn't end up hitting as a meaty. Good throw on his part, but that's probably not going to work very well again next time. Yeah, he ended up doing a hairpin, which got around my autonomy mat. He would have got hit by that. Good super. Now, when you see me do that jump, quite sure that would connect or not. When you see me do the jump D part after a jump S, that's a fuzzy. So if they go to block after the jump S, if they block low, which I can do jump S into 2D. If they block low, then they'll end up getting hit by the fuzzy. So, because their hitbox will still be above their head, as if they were standing. So, I hit people with that as well. This one here, it is going to be a 3 out of 5 because it's a loser's finals match. I set stuff up here, doing overhead, getting in my face. Not fun being on the other side of all those mix-ups on Wake Up. Blocks my Ozansen, nice job. And Amelia Blitz ends up taking the first round. First game there. Alright, so like I said, 3 out of 5. So we'll see how this goes. And the winner gets to go fight Quash. Oh, Team Rocket Jesse? No, I think it's just kind of a cool looking palette. I don't think it's intentionally designed to be like Team Rocket Jesse. Some of the palettes are Blaze Blue references, because +R did come out after Blaze Blue. Accent Core didn't come out after Blaze Blue, but +R did. So you do see some of that going on there. Getting some counter hits, but not too many confirms off of them. Now, one thing Blitz, at least when he first fought me, like, and it stuck with me when I fought him the first time, he really loves to go for tech traps. So he'll do a combo, and he'll kind of assume you're gonna mash a button. He'll wait for you to tech out, and then he'll start a whole new combo. So you'll see me where like I'm gonna get some black beats because I'm just kind of making sure I'm not gonna get hit by some of those. Lycan is, of course, a much slower character. Oh my god, I actually get a second loop off of that. That's, it's not an easy one to do. Second loops you can get with an FRC, usually, if you FRC the tatami mat in the air, and then you can do a 6H. Nice air throw. Surprised they didn't link there. He was able to tech out of that. There we go. Another round here for Blitz. It's 2-0 at this point. Come on, don't lose 3-0. That's embarrassing. Get hit by a pin. Doing some, if you see me on the ground and you're in the air and I press 2P, 2P is useful sometimes because I'm actually ducking and doing a move. So if you're like recovering right as you're landing, it'll work. But that's not why I'm doing 2P. I'm doing 2P because I'm buffering a Zakuro. And I'm not actually following through. I'm intentionally not following through, and I'm instead doing a 2P. But you, as a Baiken player, when you're ready to do stuff, you buffer things before you even block any of them. Haha, nice super. This is rough here. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, nice kill. Didn't get an FRC, but I think it's because I was trying to go a little bit later intentionally, so he'd fall in the right position. It's a secret garden on me. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, didn't quite get a follow-up on that. Damn. Waiting in on this. Ooh. Going for a 2H as an anti-air on that, but he ended up crossing over me before it even started. Nice. That's going to be a massive amount of damage there. Slightly out of range to do Yozansen. And do a force break to Tommy. Awesome. Cool. Get a next round on here, so I end up winning one. Let's go back to Grove here. As long as it's not sharp reload or slash Grove, I'm fine with it. The older Groves have this beam of light right in the center of the screen. I hate it. Is it like it ends up dodging, or like it ends up camouflaging just like projectiles and stuff like that. I just don't like it. You see that with old Paris as well, like slash Paris. Not sharp reload Paris, because sharp reload Paris has a whole bunch of rain, and so it doesn't have light effects. The rain does not get in my way, but some of the other ones do. Good burst. Landed on it, but didn't get a counter hit. Oh, should have Baku'd against that. I mean, Amelia that can't run or jump with a Baku seal is... that's gotta be painful. And some good hits there. Yeah. Man, it's so funny when, like, I'm thinking about what I should do, and then I do it, and it's like, wow, it's almost like it was me who was playing. You know? Oh, of course, I was running Program Nathan. .exe. Alright, this is gonna be it for Melee, I think. Unless she pulls off a miracle. Miracle. Oh. Oh. I know I just need one hit. I'm going for that one hit. There we go. Yeah, for plus R netcode, we do have some matchup section on the Discord if you're interested in getting it in there. But there's 3 different ways of playing it essentially for netcode. There's PSN, there's Steam, and then there's Switch. From what I hear, the Steam version is better for like really close local ones. PSN's better for slightly further away ones, and Switch is the best netcode overall. And if both players have really good internet connection, then Parsec on Steam seems to be the best version to play. Damn, look at that for the Secret Garden. He's so good at that. Yeah, it's gonna kill. Alright. So Blitz ends up winning against CFG 3-1. Let me go ahead and update the brackets here. So next match is going to be Quash versus Blitz. Let me update a few things on here first. So we're doing a button check here. Yeah, so the Switch version is the best netcode. It's better if both players have an Ethernet wired connection, of course, and you don't really see that too often with Switch players, but a lot of Plus R players do have it because they're kind of more familiar with something like that. You do need an adapter for it. When I was playing, I had an adapter, and I had a pretty good time with it. So we've got our grand finals here. Quash versus Blitz grand finals. Grand finals going to be 3 out of 5, and Quash is on winner's side, so he's already won 1 of the 2 out of 3 sets. If Blitz wins, he has to win twice, or 2 sets in a row. So let's see how we go from here. Nice P. Just hit him with a punch. Got right out. Stuck in a corner against Melia. Not a good position. Able to escape with a burst. Blocked the force break disc. Good. Keep him away from that pin. One thing I've noticed is Blitz uses pin a lot. A whole lot. Like, he'll use pin right after grabbing it and then set it back down and go back and do it again. So if you kind of protect pin, he's gonna want to get pin, even if it's not like all that necessary. You can probably just ignore it, but if you kind of guard pin, he's gonna go for it. That's what I've noticed against for Blitz there. Well, Blitz ends up taking the round there. So I haven't used the pad. There is a Brooks adapter you can use for your stick for Switch. I pretty much only played netplay on Switch day 1, and I didn't have a Brooks adapter at the time, and it was it was a Joy-Con experience, I'll put it that way. But that's how everybody else was playing. We're all playing Joy-Cons and just dropping everything. It was great. Okay, he's got a good cross up there, able to get more damage in the corner, and Quash takes the next round. So roll through the Mistfinder. Nice 6K. Wasn't able to get anything off of that. The coin he threw ended up not working. And if you do a Joy-Con only tournament, and then Slayer's gonna win. There's something Slayer can do against pad players. That's kind of brutal. Just combo happens. Just insert combo happens here, right? There we go. Oh, that's gonna be it. Didn't do a Bakasai. Oh, TK and Singa whiffed. Oh no! The jaws of defeat might just happen here for Quash, but 2H saves the day. Quash ends up getting one of the points here. Okay, still in the dark. The mandatory grand finals song. As we joke around, it's not actually mandatory. But it's like, oh, grand finals coming, time for Still in the Dark here. Yeah, there's a couple weird things with the Switch port. Overall, it's a decent port. They have patched it for a couple of things. Like they got rid of some of the controller tech. Yeah. I like that you can play on the stages that are banned, the ABBA stage and Order Soul stages, because I'm not used to playing on those. It was a bug that they fixed in the Steam version, but they just kept that bug fixed in the Switch version, so that's good. I would like the game to be out on PS4. That'd be good. We could run all the tournaments on PS4 at that point, as long as the lag was decent. But still, no news for a PS4 port as of yet. We just have the Guilty Gear 1 port that they gave us. Quash still getting hit by a lot of those mix-ups on Wake Up. It's not really something you can do very easily, so able to burst out of something, I'm not sure how well it's going to save him. Got a lot of ground to cover at this point. So 1 point here goes to Blitz. Pride and Glory. Great. Cliff stage. So hopefully you like electric organ, because that's what this song has. Oh, misses the 6K on there. Wasn't able to punch too hard on the whiffed burst. Nice hit there, doing a good confirm. And I don't think it's going to actually stun Amelia. There we go. One good round. Quash guarding the pin, like I was saying. You guard the pin and it's going to make at least Blitz want to go in after it. And there's two kind of ways of guarding the pin. You can guard the pin by standing on top of it, or if it's like on one side of the screen, just never let the screen scroll the other direction. And then Amelia's going to fight you to try and get that. The pin's a good move, but it's not that critical from what I've seen, you know. Quash ends up getting another point here. He's one away from taking the game. Yeah, you know, the game's out on PS Vita. It's out on PS Vita and not PS4 still. That was a cool looking combo. Going back and forth there. That's neat. Okay, Quash has Melia in the corner. Not a good position for Melia. Yep. Like I said, attack it for a meaty into Mistfire, and there's nothing really they can do. There we go. So, last point here. If Quash wins this round, he wins the tournament. Yeah, so here in SoCal, we have about 3 meetups a week just for Guilty Gear+R. Like, that's the main thing we go for. I don't even think they have that many meetups in SoCal for Xrd. We got a really dedicated crew here who loves +R, and the scene's growing in SoCal. I'm trying to work on it growing in other locations too. If you are somebody who's looking to like run more tournaments out in another area or trying to build your scene, let me know. I've been running tournaments since before +R was out, like back when Axe and Core was out. It was kind of my job when I was working at the arcade for games I never even worked with, and building scenes for it was like my job. So I am so used to building scenes for this. You want some help, you let me know. I will help you out. You build your scene for +R. Man, look at that damage he's doing against Melia there. We'll knock it out, get rid of that disc. This may be it. There we go. Quash ends up winning. Good job, Quash, taking the tournament 3-1 on this grand finals here. All right. So let's take a look at the brackets. We'll go over this a little bit more in detail. We got Quash winning 3-1. And that's going to end the tournament. As it loads here. By the way, this music is from Guilty Gear Judgment, which was a PSP Guilty Gear game where you played as if it was a beat-em-up game in the tournament here. So, the results. We have Quash winning the tournament, Blitz taking second place, CFG, Classic Fighting Gamer, taking third place, DQRF with his Cliff taking fourth, Bang, the Zappa player, and Hursh, the Venom player, took fifth place, Dyne, the Faust player, and Wyvern, the Slayer player, ended up getting seventh, and then we have Aligari, Mech, JMZ, and Devita all tying for ninth place. We didn't have 13th or 14th because those were all buys. So before I go, like I said, you want to join the Discord. First off, I'm going to upload this whole thing to YouTube, so you guys can watch it all later, no problem, with everything there as well. And if you are interested in joining the Discord, you know, I've got a Discord server here. This is for +R. This is the main +R Discord server. We do everything from teach new players how to play, work on the wiki. We just shoot the shit sometimes. We watch streams together. We have like a stream tracker, so you can tell when, like a calendar for when all the +R streams are going to happen. I have a local tournament meetup section. So if you're end up building your tournament, or you're going to be doing something in your area, you can find out and see things based on your area. And we do so much just trying to help people get into this game, because it's not an easy game, and any help that you get would be really welcome. I know it was for me when I was learning. So just something like that for you to get used to. If you're interested in watching any of my YouTube stuff, almost everything I have on my channel is fighting game related. Majority of it's Guilty Gear, so those are my YouTube channels. This one's gonna be going up on my main channel, so I'll put that up in there in just a moment. Any questions, you can welcome to direct it to me on my Twitter or on Discord itself. I'm the main mod on there as well for the Discord, so I'll put it all up on there. Again, we do these streams where we do a tournament with local recording for the tournament every Thursday. So you'll see these on Thursdays, except for the Thursday right before Evo, because I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be driving at the time. So I'll go ahead and see you guys later. Keep in mind, I'll do these streams usually every Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays when I do streams on this channel. So have a good one, guys. Let's rock.